Welcome to Analog Catholic. Oh shoot, I started on the wrong screen. It's alright. It's alright. I hope this is working. Robert, you want to talk so that we can
fill that dead air now that I'm actually audio hearing. People can hear me now. Or not a guest. Our original viewers back. Do we have those guys back?
They're all in bed right now.
They probably went to bed. I appreciate that they were willing to put the effort in to watch us. Yeah. And now it's just a disaster. So the audio, if you can hear me, the quality is not great. Which I don't know why, because it's a mic that I use for recording, and it sounds fine on the recording for the podcast. So, nah, just go for it. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking. Dude, YouTube froze. Oh, no, I paused it. Okay, we're good. Oh, man. All right, I'm just going to restart my rant that I started at the original stream that you then, like, translate, no. I made transcribe, transphilologized. I made a U.S. and Israel bombed Iran today, and this isn't going to be a commentary on that or on the politics of anything. It's going to be more of a comment on, like, hopping on social media just to kind of stay up to date with the news, and then seeing all these Catholic commentators come out and just say things that are just wrong, or just say things so definitively that they just can't actually speak definitively to. And the big thing is the idea of just war theory. Like I said, this isn't a matter of was this okay via just war theory or not. It's that people are saying it's not because X, but the reality is they don't have the information. You don't know. Preemptive strikes, and there's a difference between preemptive and preventative. Preemptive strikes are permitted, and that's what the U.S. claims these were, is they said we are imminently about to be attacked, so we're going to attack them first to lessen the damage they can do. Regardless if you believe the U.S. or not, based on the information you have, you cannot definitively say this was just or not. And so it's very annoying to see certain Catholic commentators and Catholic online personalities just kind of come out and just make definitive declarations on, like, this is a violation of Catholic war theory, or just war theory. This is a violation of Catholic social teaching, like, so on and so forth. And it's just like, you don't know that. You do not have the information available in front of you to know that. Donald Trump does, and I guess you know what, to be honest, he's probably not sitting there thinking, does this check the box for just war theory? And you can sit and get mad all you want to about it. The reality is you can't be definitive about things you don't know, because you're just going to look like a dummy. You're going to get egg on your face, and you're going to look silly. And that's something that's, I think, it's something I've always known about social media. It's always been a frustrating aspect. I think it's become even more frustrating since I've been doing, like, fasting from social media on Lent. Yes, I went back online today because of the news, but it's just, people are so quick. They're so rash. They just want to say whatever comes to their mind first. They never stop. They don't think it through. They don't reflect on the situation. They just react to the situation. And it happens time and time again. And Catholic commentators just do it. They just bite the hook every single time. They take the bait every single time. They're just, like, ridiculous. And I know we're Catholic commentators, but we're nobodies. We're scared. Yeah, well, we're also above it all. That's why we're nobodies, because we don't follow those trends of just following the outrage and making things up. We're just like, we're clearly better.
Figure out how to use the live stream software.
Yeah, we're too busy trying to figure out how to use technology. Yeah, we're legit about our being analog Catholic because we don't know how to use digital technology, but. It just becomes kind of infuriating, because this is the witness to the digital world Catholics are presenting, which is just, like, rash judgment and non-nuanced, non-distinctive posts and feeds. And it's tiresome. You're like, I don't want to hear it. Like, you're wrong. You know, like you can't make a declaration of this is or isn't just war just because you personally want it to be that way. I'm sorry, that's not how this works. You don't have access to the information they have. You cannot definitively say that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying this to defend what happened. This is like a totally non-politically charged aspect. I'm just saying. I'm just like, you can't make a declaration. Like I can't say it. I can't say it does qualify for just war. I don't know. I don't know crap.
Well, and I think
So
sort of off of that, it's like even if you had all the information, it's like have you spent your entire life like studying? I mean, I guess this would be more information, but like, do you like understand how international conflicts work? Like, I don't. Like, like I could say this is probably what I would do, but like, there's a reason I don't have that job, and it's because it's like I'm not the guy who should be making that decision. Um, so like,
yeah, that's
it just feels it feels silly to even like be like I know everything when you don't, and then also I would if I was in the situation I would make the right decision, and I know what the right decision is, and that's
yeah. It's a very presumptuous way. Yes, that's a good word. It's a very arrogant way of approaching really anything. Because if you're supposed to be instructive or corrective, you can't just come off like a d-bag. You can't just shoot from the hip and say, yeah, actually you're wrong. And it's like, well, how do you know he's wrong? You don't have the information they have. So that's my big takeaway from this. Like, we try to avoid politics as much as we can, so we're not going to actually get into any of this kind of political stuff. What's happening? But because I just saw so many like Catholic commentators just fall for this. It's not like, I mean, it's not like it's a trick, but they're just like stumbling over themselves to be the first to say, just war theory this, just war theory that. And it's like, okay, I get it. You read like Wikipedia for 30 seconds. Okay, like get off your high horse, chill out, realize you're not in control of this at all, and instead of reacting to everything rashly, like take a moment to breathe, pray, and reflect.
and then
And
realize that
it's
you don't have to say anything.
yes, that's the other thing too. You don't have to say anything. You actually don't even have a comment on it. You can say the same thing. Literally the tweet could just be, "Well, you don't have enough information to know if this is just or not."
Did you tweet?
That's it. No, I don't. I locked my account for Lent so that I wouldn't be tempted to respond to things and tweet. Not that like anyone follows me. I think I have like 15 followers. I should just start using the analog Catholic Twitter and just
Go for it.
do a whole bunch of like aggressive posting on that to generate content and then get people to follow us that way. That's what I should do. I should go on there right now and just tweet, "You are all ridiculous." Dude, yeah. So that's a thing. We have in the YouTube description. We have about 10 different topics we were going to talk about, but honestly, I just shot Ben a text one day with like a whole bunch of different things.
I'm expecting to hear your thoughts on all of these things.
All these things? I don't even remember what.
I hear last night that you might be pro sports betting.
Ooh, pro sports betting? I think I think I have a nuanced take on this.
All right.
Do I have a nuanced take on this?
You want to start with sports betting or Lana del Rey? You seemed excited about Lana del Rey.
We'll start with sports betting. I think it's more interesting. Because she dropped a single and it was awesome. And I think Lana Del Rey is a great singer. And that's
I don't think I've
about
ever heard a single Lana del Rey song.
regarding Lana. Are you serious, dude? That's fix
What's
that.
What would be
Yeah,
a
fix
famous
that.
Lana del Rey song?
National anthem.
Is that
No, it's not. It's not the national anthem. You got. Could you imagine if that's what it actually ended up being? All right, I'm on the Twitters right now, but I'm advertising our live stream, NightStream. Sorry.
NightStream?
And then now I'll also make some hot comment in like 30 seconds about how people need to stop reacting. All right. Catholic commentators need to stop reacting to every piece of news and start reflecting and praying before commentating. A lot of you.
How do you know they're not
Huh?
before they're commenting? Because they're saying the wrong thing.
I doubt it. Because you can tell you can tell
You can tell.
you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears, and there's the fruit they're bearing is garbage, so you can tell they don't have a prayer life. I can just make that. This is gonna come back and get me. No, I don't. Well, the point of the tweet isn't that they're not praying. I'm just saying this is what you should be doing. Maybe they're doing it. Maybe they're doing half. Maybe instead of reflecting,
I'm losing you, Robert. Oh no.
acting and then saying it.
You lost Robert.
Uh.
Be back. Hello. All right. Well, nope. Are you there, Robert?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cut out for a second.
That's weird.
Repeat.
The technical difficulty that we had for a bajillion times tonight.
So let's talk about Moby Dick because that's the one suggestion I had.
Wait, we skipped sports betting.
What?
We skipped sports betting.
Yeah,
we didn't do sports
we'll
betting.
get back to that.
All right.
Keeping the people on their toes. So I recently read the novel Moby Dick by Herman Melville.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with it. I thought it was incredible. You've read it, correct, Robert?
No, I should now. Now that you said that, I should.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's actually, I would say, like, I was surprised how much I liked it. I think I picked it. It's like one of those books. It's like not everybody's read it, but like, it's like it's a big classic. It feels like you need to read it.
Yeah, the quintessential American novel. Yeah.
And so it's sort of like, it's like one of those things I like feel like I have to read, but it's so long. But I was like going on like the Christmas travels and stuff, and I was like, this will be good because it's a long book, and I like will bring less books with me, so I can just bring this long book. And I thought it was incredible. I think it feels like if I were to describe it to you, it would not sound incredible. I think you got to experience it. That's the first thing. Second thing is I just finished reading literally today a book called In the Heart of the Sea. It was published in the early 2000s, and it's a recount of the sinking of the whale ship Essex, which was partly the inspiration for Moby Dick. Was like the exclusive inspiration because it's about like a whale that like seemed to aggressively attack human beings, or like which is not heard of for sperm whales. And it's so interesting, and it's like crazy, and whaling I'm so into. Somebody told me, I think you were there, somebody said to me a few weeks ago that, not a few weeks ago, like a month ago, that their dream job was to be like a whaler back in the day. And I didn't get it. I was like, that's why whaling? But it's so sick. Because it's so dangerous. They would just kill whales with like sticks. And then the whale would often kill them. It's amazing. So, highly recommend Moby Dick. That's all I really had to say about it. I just wanted to talk about it because I was excited.
Dude, I'm pumped that you're excited. I think this leads into the larger conversation that no one's ever been able to articulate, which is simply who is the great American novel. There's arguments.
Leviathan is. Let's hear.
That was a great conversation. Yeah, it's like, no, that's okay, dude. That's the point of live streaming is we interrupt each other all the time. The great American novel, I think historically has been considered Moby Dick, and then it sort of picked up later on in time. I think one of the Hawthorne books from Nathaniel Hawthorne, I don't remember which one. Tom Sawyer.
Scarlet Letter.
I don't know if it's a Scarlet Letter, but
that's the only one I've ever heard of.
Around sometimes, but then it really picks up.
Oh no, what's happening?
So Now the connection's getting choppy. This is kind of annoying. I know. The connection's getting choppy, and I don't know why. Okay. So then we get to Blood Meridian with Cormac McCarthy and Lonesome Dove from Larry McCurdy. And I don't know, man. I don't know which one I would call. Now, granted, I've only read 3 of those. I still got to read Moby Dick. And there's also other novels that are thrown out there in consideration. But when I looked up like what they are, I've decided to dismiss them from the conversation. So
we're counting the list.
All right, so the list. I'm gonna skip the Hawthorne one and the Hawthorne ones. I don't remember which one it was specifically. So I'm gonna go with Moby Dick, Tom Sawyer, Blood Meridian, or maybe Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and then Blood Meridian and Lonesome Dove.
Blood Meridian, really? Well, I guess I'm thinking that's pretty modern, but I guess my additional suggestion which will not surprise you, would be The Old Man of the Sea, Ernest Hemingway, which I guess is similar to modern as Blood Meridian.
But it's not American, dude. It's not an American. Like, Ernest Hemingway is an American writer, but the story's not American.
Is Cuba not American? Are you saying that now?
Well, I bet you by the end of the year it might be. It's the way Donald Trump's working.
That's fair. All right, dude. Well, the only one of those I've read is Moby Dick. So, well, I read Blood Meridian when I was in high school.
I bet you read Blood Meridian,
Yeah. I don't know if I can give it like a fair analysis. And I have read Tom Sawyer also like middle school, high schoolish. So I don't think I can analyze those fairly. I've not read Lonesome Dove, though.
You should.
American novels. Yeah, I don't know. Those would be my suggestions. You're writing on a sticky note?
Why is it reversed? Dang it, that's annoying. Whatever. Yeah, I think so when I read Blood Meridian, I was like, oh, Blood Meridian must be the great American novel. And then I read Lonesome Dove like a month later, and I thought, maybe Lonesome Dove's a great American novel. So now I want to read Moby Dick. I read Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn years ago, but I don't think they're an American novel. I think when it comes to criteria, it needs to be something that just embodies the American spirit, has a little bit of a hero's journey, I think, because I think like all great epics usually do. And obviously he's like in America and is like quintessentially an American experience. So I think Moby Dick, Blood Meridian, and Lonesome Dove all fall into most of that. There's no real hero's journey in Blood Meridian.
Yeah, I feel like
there's arguably one in Lonesome Dove, but that's kind of hard. And then I haven't read Moby Dick, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's not really like a hero in Moby Dick either. I feel like the setting of Lonesome Dove feels the most American.
I mean, yeah, they go from Texas to Montana, so.
Yeah, maybe we should read them all, actually, and then we can have this conversation. I think you will love Moby Dick.
I probably will.
Because I would describe it as, like, an exciting sea epic, but, like, filled with really weird, like, aged cultural references, and then also, like, just a ridiculous amount of whale facts. Which sounds like it's terrible, but it's actually incredible. And the more time that passes, maybe because I'm no longer wearied by my experience of reading it, the more I love it. Also, when I say that I've read it, people are like, wow, that's a long book. That's really impressive. Have you read Don Quixote?
No, I want to, though.
It seems wild. Again, another, like, just seeing the plot written out. Let me see what Google tells me the plot is. Oh, hold on, let me share my screen because I set it up so we could share the screen. So I feel like we got to take advantage. goes mad from reading too many romances. He renames himself Don Quixote and embarks on a delusional, often comical, chivalric quest with his squire, Sancho Panza, fighting windmills he believes are giants. Like, the book is massive, and that feels like a short story. So I'm really excited. I'm like excited by the idea of it being like 1,000 pages about some crazy guy that's fighting windmills because he thinks chivalry has died and he wants to bring it back.
Yeah.
That's really exciting to me, but again, another massive book that I need time to actually step into.
Don Quixote, I'd like to read. The Count of Monte Cristo, someone I was talking to recently was like, I'm going to start reading that soon. And, I don't know if I'm like super interested in reading Count of Monte Cristo. But I think it's another one of those like bricks of books that people read to feel good about themselves.
I've heard good things about that book.
I'm sure it's good. I'm just kind of
that they read a long book and then they go on YouTube and talk about how long the book was.
Yeah, because it's just like the Brothers Karamazov, an Infinite Jest. It's just one of those things you put on the shelf to make people think you're smart. No, I'm just joking. I own most of the books. Dude, who said that, man? Thank you. That's so nice of you, Ben. Ben never compliments me. That's how I know he's lying to me right now.
Well,
Ben thinks I'm stupid.
I didn't think that, Robert. I just said you were smart. That's the exact you would think that. So tell me, do you want to talk more about Lana Del Rey or do you want to move on?
I don't have anything to say about Lana Del Rey other than I like her new single.
What is it called?
She, White Feather Hawktail Deer Hunter.
Okay. I was going to make fun of you for hesitating before saying it, but that was a complicated name, so.
Yeah, I gotta remember the order of the words.
Good about it.
I like the way it sounds.
As somebody that never takes music, no longer takes music from people.
Never listen to Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
So the point of this song is Lana Del Rey got married a few years ago to like an alligator tour guide or whatever from like Florida. So just like some like seemingly random blue collar dude out of Florida, and she faced like backlash from the typical liberal hanger-oners that obsess over every celebrity's personal life and think they need to conform to them politically or else they're like Satan 2.0. And so a lot of them were just like, oh, I can't wait for her to dump him. I can't wait for her to get divorced. Like, she's going to regret this, da-da-da-da. So it's been like 3 years. And she comes out with this song. And the song's about her like husband and her marriage to him. And she's basically saying, yeah, you're all wrong. I love my husband. Go pound sand. So I appreciate it from that perspective of her saying, like, I'm happily married. You people don't know what you're talking about. Life's fine. And she does it in her Lana Del Rey way, which is hard to explain if you don't listen to Lana Del Rey. So she has like a very like kind of like sultry, what's like one of those bars like you would hear her perform, solo at a bar, no loud backing band, like it's just her and her voice, and it's like a hazy bar room because everyone's smoking and there's like glass clinking and low level chatter. You know the vibe I'm trying to give to you right now. Yeah. That's the kind of singing shit. So anyway,
she's a woman.
She is a woman. Yeah, and so I appreciated that she was like willing to make a song and just basically says, I don't like any of you. I love my husband.
Did she say that?
No, but it's like
Actually, you're pushing.
No, it's the backhanded, passive aggressive, feminine way of handling that type of situation. So,
all right, man.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know what this like background thing that you're attempting is, but you're disappearing.
It keeps disappearing. I know. I'm using the iPhone's built-in one just because behind me right now is just not cool looking. Like you have a bookcase in the back.
I'm
I
in
could do that.
darkness, so
Dude, what if I switch to like black? Ooh.
you could just put a bookcase behind you. Actually, that's what this is. Just
I can't put a bookcase behind
well,
me.
that's what I'm saying.
And
That's
I could go to my study that has all my bookcases, but then it's right next door to the bedroom where
well,
my
go take a
baby is.
photo of that and set that as your background.
I thought about doing that. I think I may do that. I just didn't get a chance to today. Um,
Okay, so that's Lana Del Rey. Everyone go listen to Lonesome Dove or whatever that
Disappearing.
shit's called.
Imagine if she wrote a
I'll,
song. I love that.
I'll listen to it on the way home. No, I won't.
What if I
But I'll
just
listen to
do?
it this week. So what do you think about the Olympics, Robert?
Dude, we're just skipping sports betting. Like, what?
I'm reading them off the order in the YouTube description that I'm sure.
Oh my goodness.
When we
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, dude. I love. Just kidding. I don't really care about the Olympics. I'll be honest with you. I think they're fun. I think it's cool. I think there's there's some coolness to peak human athletic ability. I don't watch a lot of the things because I also think some of them are like kind of a joke. So actually, yeah, let me tee off real quick.
What do you think's a joke? Like name
I think
joke ones so that
I think having like 10 freaking events that's basically just like cross country skiing but fast or like uphill is ridiculous.
What about the
Like, who cares?
guns? The skiing with guns is fun.
Yeah, well, that's cool, dude. Everyone loves guns. Guns are for cool people. But I think, I think like, I just like okay. So the United States doesn't usually do super well in the Winter Olympics. They're not like terrible, but they don't usually come back with a ton of wins. But they did the best they've ever historically done this year. I think they had second most medals and second gold medals. But they won the gold medals in things that like actually matter, like ice hockey and figure skating. And they didn't win gold medals in the thing that are like fake, like the 15 like uphill cross country skiing things that Norway wins because that's all Norway does. So I think I like the Olympics for a lot of different reasons. I don't like it because it seems like sometimes they literally just do like charity events to just make sure the U.S. is just constantly dominate everyone. You know? And that's my thought. That's my thought on that. I did watch the U.S. men live win the gold medal, and that was very fun. Mainly because I just hate Canada, and so I wanted them to suffer.
Yeah, I get that. No, that would
Like
be
any red blooded American patriot.
So the skiing with guns is called biathlon, which is funny to me because it's like,
Yeah.
we've got a triathlon and we've got a biathlon.
And what you do in those two things.
Yeah, but it's like this is
Dude,
the two sports. We call it a biathlon, and then this is the thing. I don't know. It's just funny to me. That's all. But yes, the hockey was awesome. It was so cool.
That was a great great game. It was just fun to watch.
It was, and then it was just so. This is like the peak American novel. We should just refer to it as
Yeah.
but the guy Jack Hughes, he scored. He lost
Yeah.
his teeth before he scored. He said he loved America. That was refreshing.
Yeah, it's nice to hear someone actually say that for once, and not just.
And it was, whatever
Yeah.
anniversary to the day of the Miracle on Ice. It
Yeah.
was awesome. Fun story. There's that photo. It's on the screen for our YouTube viewers. You can't see it, Robert, but of Jack Hughes missing the tooth, holding up his hand,
I love that photo.
wearing the flag. It's actually illegal to wear the
Dude, there we go.
flag as a garment of clothing. So
All right, he's not wearing it; he's draped on it. All right, here's my new background. I'm at the Grand Exchange in old school Runescape. So,
Robert, you talk so much about RuneScape.
It's like an addiction, dude. I've been addicted
Have
since
you been playing it lately?
April 2006. Maybe. Maybe I've been playing a little bit of it. Maybe ExodusLint doesn't specify not to play video games like Exodus 90
Is
does.
RuneScape really a video game?
Yeah. Dude, what?
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but that's weird.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Maybe it's not. It's actually a chat room. It's a really interactive chat room. That's basically what RuneScape is. That's definitely what it was when I originally played back in 2006. Because it was just a way for my friends and I to talk to each other after school. Um, and so we would just go in on RuneScape, and like actually playing the game was sort of secondary to just chatting with each other.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
So
I'm thinking about
you're gonna
doing.
start- oh, yeah, go ahead. I want to hear it.
What'd you say? Oh, I texted you and you never responded.
Yeah, good.
But I was saying, yeah, you do that a lot. I was saying that I think I may start. I've been thinking about doing under the analog Catholic branding. Actually, not under the analog Catholic branding. That's new. That's why I texted Ben about doing theology streams where I just like stream on Twitch or something. I guess I would actually just stream on YouTube because we have the YouTube channel. And it's underneath the. If it's underneath the analog Catholic branding, and I would just stream and probably play a game like Old School RuneScape, but I would play it in a way. And we have a little bit of like theology discussion during it, but then I would play it in a way where I'm trying to play the game correctly according to Catholic like teaching. So I wouldn't use magic. I wouldn't. I would follow. I would follow just war theory. I would wear monk robes. I'd beg alms. I figured I would just do that and like train skills, train all non-combat skills. You know, have fun with it, man. You have fun with it. And so that was my.
It's Catholic teaching to train in combat.
No, I'm supposed to be a monk. Like you're not supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Nice, dude. Well, I'm just adding things to the description as we add them to the actual conversation, so that way people check. All right, dude. So tell me about trivium.
Yeah, I don't know. I just threw that one out there. I think. I have both have these books from Wooten Books. The Trivium. You have the Quadrium? I don't know. I read it. I don't have that one yet, but I want to get it. I probably would release two other ones. Which if I remember what they're called, hold on. One of them is like on. Like not secret. So Ciencia, which is on like math, physics, chemistry, biology, and astronomy, which is just like the other, like physical sciences, sort of above the Quadrium, whatever that dude. Quadrivium, yeah, I was right. Okay, and then Designa. I guess if it's supposed to be Latin, it'd be Designa. I'm really blowing that one. And this one's just more about like, it's geometry practice of Islamic arts. Oh my gosh! Oh no, okay, never mind. It's specifically technical secrets of visual arts. Okay, and they just like pull like Islamic stuff, Celtic stuff, golden stuff, symmetry, perspective, blah 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 blah. Okay, interesting choice to include like Muslim stuff, but I'll let it pass. Yeah. So they have like a whole series of stuff, and they have what's this? Geomancy, earth grids, ley lines, feng shui, divination, Taoism, and dragons. I was trying to think these people want to be nuts. It's just the quality of stuff I'm looking
for. About the books, or did you want to talk about the?
Dude, I don't know. Now I'm just like all over the place with this publisher. I'm kind of confused.
So you have thoughts? Or are those your thoughts?
Those are my thoughts, dude. My thoughts are we've become very stupid people. We've really just given up critical thought and rational thought. We blow by logic, grammar, and rhetoric, and we just kind of assume we know everything already without actually stopping and thinking. I think it's good to study liberal arts. I think it's possible to become an autodidactic polymath nowadays, and I would like to be one of those. I don't know if I'm smart enough or capable enough to be one. I would like to try. Yeah, I thought that, man. I don't know.
I like the idea of studying actual things.
Yeah.
I say this I say this to people, and I think it's true. And I don't like. I never learned in school what a verb was. Um, that's
Really?
like grammar. And that feels like something that was important, and we didn't focus on that. There were other things we talked about that were definitely not important. Um, so I had to like teach myself what a verb was, and I had to unteach myself some just random things that just could have been forgotten. So yes, I'm a big fan of education styles that begin with intentional basics. So yes, the trivium, all into it. I've flipped through this book that we both own. Um,
Yep.
I saw it at a thrift store, and I said that looks fun. So that's why I have
Mm,
it. I don't. I don't have much more commentary on it beyond the flipping through, but I'm into it. I'm into the concept.
it's good, dude. It's good.
All right, quantum
Um,
physics. Let's hear your thoughts.
the what?
Quantum physics.
Say it again. What?
Quantum physics.
Oh, quantum physics. Yeah, I was reading a couple books on that because I started thinking about it a little more because there's a professor you and I both know who is a physics professor, and he has been making claims, or at least like he's been pushing the idea that we should be able to or could be able to explain transubstantiation and bilocation and things like that, like via quantum mechanics. Like we can say like, oh, actually, these things are possible now, knowing what we know with quantum mechanics. So I've always kind of had like this interest in it, and for that regard. Um, so I started reading some books about it lately, and I'm like, this is really cool, but also I'm only understanding like 65-70% of what they're saying because at some point, as much as you want to make it like palatable to the masses, you're either going to just like not really get to the meat of what's important, or you're going to have to say something that people just aren't going to understand unless they have the language for it. I don't have the language for some of this stuff. I took some of the courses that I think are necessary to give you some language for this stuff back in college, and so I'm not totally like I have no idea what any of this means, but it is a little bit of like I don't know what this completely means. So yeah, there's a little bit of that going on. So I read one, I started the other one. I kind of just like stopped the second one because I was like, you know what,
The name
it's
of the
just
book that you've read.
the one I read was uh, um, oh man, it's a Michio Kaku book, which Michio Kaku is a little goofy. Was it the God Equation? That's what it's called. It's called the God Equation because he's trying to show us how we get to the theory of everything via quantum mechanics. Um, and his book starts off with like the preface is just like the ancients used to think about this stuff, and then there was 1,000 years, like 1,000 or whatever years of intellectual darkness, and then the Renaissance came and the Enlightenment, and I was like, "Are you kidding me, dude? Like you're just regurgitating the blatant bull crap that is the idea that Dark Ages was like this intellectual like hole in society due to Christianity." Um, yeah, so I was like, right off the bat, I'm like, okay, this guy's just probably not going to tell me what I really want to know. And it was okay. It's basically like a history book. It's very much just I'm going to lay out the history of quantum mechanics, um, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. It's like interesting, but it didn't get to the point. Like it touched on some things like, oh yeah, like electrons. It just sort of like disappear and go somewhere else, and like you can start predicting the future because you can predict when electrons are going to appear here and there, and then da 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 da. And it's just like, okay, I guess that stuff kind of works. And it just goes to this whole idea of like maybe we're one universe in a sea of many universes, and that's one explanation. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like you read it, you kind of get it, you appreciate it, and then what do you do with it? I think that's what I realized as I was reading it. Was I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And so that's why I stopped reading the second one. Not because I thought it was bad, but just because I'm like, what am I doing with this? So that's a big piece of advice I received one time. Is like, you can actually just stop reading a book if you don't like it, or like not even that you don't like it. It's not that I didn't like it, but like, you can just stop reading a book. The time comes to stop reading the book, not finish the book all the way through just because you started it. So that was helpful for me just to say like, okay, I think I've enough from this. That I know I'm not interested in going deeper right now. So I switched to a book on Aristotle's teachings on homomorphism. So that's been a fun one. But,
Nice.
yeah, there's my thoughts on mechanics. We talk a lot to you. We talk to you.
Thanks, dude. Thanks. That's interesting. I also struggle with stopping books once I start them. I did do that though just a month or so ago. I started reading a book by James Elroy called The Black Dahlia. I told you this, I think.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And it was just weird. It was like weird and graphic. It was like a detective novel. Um, and it like described some things that were kind of gross, but I was like, I can get past that. Gross as in like gory. Um,
Yeah.
but then there was some like really like sexual stuff, like borderline pornographic, and so I said I don't want to read this book anymore. But it was so highly recommended. But people, the kids, man, they're insensitive to the bad things. They don't notice. But yeah, but I stopped reading it because I was pretty far into the book too. I think that's what gets me is like I'm like, oh, I've committed all this time, and now I can't even say that I've read this book
Yeah.
because I just read books to say that I've read them, so I sound smart. So it's like I've committed all this time, but then I said, does it sound smart to say I've read this book, or will somebody who has also read this book thought this guy's they'll think this guy's weird because he was into this book. So that's why I stopped it. It was still from pride, um, but but I stopped too. That's my point. Is that is something I should do.
Yeah. You can just stop it.
You stop reading.
I think I like how you mentioned like it was like gory, like excessively gory. I think I've become very not desensitive. I've become very sensitive to gore. I'm just not interested in it. Even when it's come to like horror movies, I hate gory horror movies. I think it's cheap, kind of just dumb. But I just think it's like unnecessary in a way that's just like it's disturbing for the sake of being disturbing, as opposed to like really moving the plot along. Because you can say violence moves the plot along,
Yeah.
but gore doesn't necessarily need to move the plot along.
Well, I
And you
think
don't need to describe things in a gory way.
yeah, like
So
I think you see that much more in movies. Like it's done in like
yeah,
a weird kind of like you're into the gore way. Versus in books, I feel like a lot of times when it's described, first of all, like the great thing about books is like you can just like skip a sentence. If you're like this sentence is gonna be rough, you can just skip it,
yeah,
or like. So
yeah,
I do that sometimes when there's stuff in books that I'm like I don't really want to go through this. I'll just skip the next couple sentences because I know what they're doing. They're describing how gross this thing is. But I think
yeah.
throwing it back to Moby Dick, there's some stuff in there that's a little like wow, that's gross and strange. But
Mm,
it's supposed to be gross and strange. And like even and the reason I continued reading after reading the gory thing was because like in the context of this book, it was like this woman was murdered, and it was like here's how terrible and horrendous her murder was. They didn't like describe the murder; they described sort of the body that they found, and that was like yeah, like it explained kind of the emotional state of the people that like came across this body, and so like that as like much as I didn't enjoy that part, and I would have like I maybe skipped a few sentences there. It I think that makes sense of like you're trying to like get the audience to like empathize with the characters in the situation.
yeah,
But I think it's harder to like do it wrong in books, but it definitely can still be done wrong in books. But yes, in movies, yeah, you see that a lot.
Yeah, I just don't like it. It's not good with it. It's become to me more offensive almost than this to be scandalous on people. But like nudity, maybe it's because I'm just like that's such a default thing nowadays too. It's more of a desensitized thing. But I don't know.
Well, it's like
There's arguments.
it's a similar thing. I mean, I guess when you get into like a sexual type of nudity specifically, it's a different thing. But like
Yeah,
gore is like you're seeing stuff you shouldn't. Like you're seeing the parts of the
yeah.
human body that you don't really want to
You just
see.
you're
You know,
not supposed to be
yeah.
seeing. Yeah,
So that's the same thing with nudity. Is like you're seeing parts of the human body that you don't really want to be seeing. Um, so I get that makes sense that it's a similar reaction. Yeah.
I there's like a sense of how do I word this? In a lot of TV shows and movies, especially nowadays, but even just like honestly at this point, going back like 50 years, how much has or like how can you consider nudity in movies or television artistic, and how much of it is just like completely unnecessary pornographic nudity? And what I mean by that is because I why is it okay to have nudity in art when it's still life? Like why can we go and see a Renaissance painting and there's nudity there, and you have nudity in art that's in the Vatican, and it's fine. But then when we get to nudity in like the modern age, all of a sudden it seems like it's just like a no go everywhere. And I'm not saying this because like I'm like, oh, I want to find an excuse to like watch nudity in television movies, but it's more just like I'm just trying to figure out like where's the break here, like where's consistency here. So I think a very obvious distinction is any depiction of like actual overt sexual stuff is just like no go, not good, sinful. But in the same way, if there's a painting and a woman's nude in it, like how does it go? How does it translate television and movies? Is it because it's like no longer just like an artistic depiction of a woman, but it's like the actual woman it's herself? Um, or like if you do photography, and that's like a huge thing. That's just there's a funny anecdote. I didn't take the photography class, but I had a friend in college who took a photography class for his art credit, and the final was you just like had to do anything. You just basically had to show off like you know how to do photography well. And the professor was like, "Yes, we're all adults, so you can do nudity, but just know you're completely uncreative when you do it. It's no longer transgressive. You're like every other person trying to do nudity." So that was a very funny comment. The professor was just like, "You're not special anymore for doing nudity." Um, but anyway, like there's still the idea like you could do photography and it could be nudity. You could claim it's artistic. But again, all this really kind of goes back to why is some depiction of nudity considered like an artistic and acceptable and others isn't? And is it really just like a quality thing? Because obviously, digital still life very different than a painting from the 1500s.
Well, I think too, like something that like instinctively makes like the David feel fine is like
Yeah.
what's incredible about the David was that like he carved this thing out of a block of marble,
Mhm.
versus like there's nothing really incredible about taking a photograph of somebody naked, right? Like there's not like an impressive action there. It's just like you're just capturing something with a camera, versus like actually like chiseling something out of so like there's something there. Yes,
Mhm.
obviously like sexual things are clearly not good. Yeah, but it's also like it's like the gore thing. It's like why would you want to see this?
Yeah.
But you do see it in the David and all of those other Renaissance works of art that you can find in the Vatican Museum. I guess the David's not in the Vatican Museum, but you get my point. We got some chats coming in, as you in the audience can see on the screen. All from one gentleman.
Oh, I'm not even watching. You gotta read the chats off, dude.
Clothing is a symptom of the fall. So
I feel like I can figure out who that is just by that type of comment.
yeah, he's also got like 15 other comments there. He says the pioneer called what I referred to about skipping sentences, skimming the page. I don't know where you got that information, but I'm interested in learning more about.
Oh, this dude just has his full-on name out up there. He just says unashamed.
He's our number one chatter as of right now. Thank you, sir, for your input. Explain to me this Pioneer connection and where you learned this information. I would love to learn more about it myself.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Moving on our list. Wait to receive.
Where are we at now?
Coin collecting.
Dude, coin collecting? Dude, what are your thoughts on coin collecting?
Right. Well, I'm going to talk about stamp collecting, and then we can go back to coin collecting.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
We live in New England. You don't live in New England anymore. Lame.
Well, wow, spoilers.
We've covered this. I think you can name the state you live in. I think it's big enough. Anyway,
spoilers.
It's Rhode Island. This year, they know it's not because that's in New England.
Dude, some people argue
the World Stamp Show is in Boston.
That's sick. Dude,
my family and I are planning on going. We've already registered. So we've committed $0 to it because it's free to go. But I'm getting emails. I've been getting emails for like 7 months about this event. I'm really pumped. It's in May. It's the end of May. It's right near my wedding anniversary, and so this is perfect way to celebrate. I'm very excited about it. And I was like, I'm going to go to the stamp show. I'm going to talk to people, and they're going to be like, you collect stamps because you're at a stamp show, so you must collect stamps. I'm going to say no because I don't collect stamps. But then I was thinking, I do have a very large collection of stamps. My stamp collection, though, is like forever stamps that like I use, but I have a lot of them, and so I think I might start saying that I collect stamps when people ask me. That's my thought. I really like stamps. I like postage. I should just collect old stamps. I think it feels like a lot of money for something silly, and I don't have space to store stamps. I'd like to put stamps in frames on walls. Anyway, coin collecting. I do have some level of coin collecting. My father collected coins. And I also, for a time, collected the D and the P quarters from each state and things like that. All the different dollar coins. So you should get into it, Robert. I think, and here's another big thing. It's like an investment because they gain in value.
Yeah.
Versus like stamps, it's like a popularity thing, I think, where I'm sure there's some things where you're like, this will increase in value as time goes on. But I think with coins, it's more assured that they will increase in value.
Yeah, I got into coin collecting a few months ago. It's been really fun. It's been really fun as almost just like a way to like learn history of not just the United States, but of minting in coinage in currency. It's really solidified for me that like FDR is probably the worst president we've ever had, but other than that, I really enjoy the historical value. I bought a Morgan silver dollar. I bought it when the spot price for silver was $32, so I'm pumped that silver is back almost up to $100 an ounce. From what I understand, in coin collecting, the intrinsic value of the coin, so the value of the silver in that Morgan silver dollar, does affect the price, but it's like slow. It's slow to get there. And I also found out that silver is very slow to move. It seemed like it wasn't the case if you were buying it when it was shooting up from $50 to $100 over the past few months. But like silver is typically pretty slow to move. So it's like hard to actually like make a ton of money off that unless you're someone who just buys a ton at once and then just like lists it all on eBay or something and goes to a coin show and just sells it to people. But I've like really enjoyed it. I've marked a few chase coins, I'd call them, which I'm stealing from like Pokemon when you have like a chase card. And they're all ridiculously expensive, so I'll probably never own them. But there's a few that I really like. The semi-quincentennial coins that came out this year are great. They look so cool. The dime especially looks amazing, and I really want like a bajillion of the dimes. I may even just buy like graded dimes that are mint, like 65 or 68 even. Yeah, I like coin collecting. It's fun. There's a few coin places in the new place that I live. I haven't gotten any of them yet, so I got to do that at some point. But I think coin collecting is one of those hobbies it's a very introverted hobby, but you can like make it extroverted if you go to the shows and you like chop it up with people and all that kind of stuff. But to your point about stamp collecting, I think you touched on a little bit like some of the value of stamp collecting, which is you like frame the really cool ones and like hang them up in your house. Like it's art. It's like really pretty art. So it is very niche. It's very pretty art on a very small stamp. But it's cool. I don't know. And there's also some historicity to it. Yeah, I feel like, oh, here's a super limited edition run they did in like the 1970s. I'm sure, I don't know if that's actually a true thing, but yeah, I don't know. It seems very niche. We had a mutual friend who, in an attempt to pick a hobby for himself to get into, he mentioned stamp collecting, but I don't think he's made any effort to do it. So maybe you can bring him along to your stamp collecting convention and
Totally would come. I don't know.
Probably.
I'm celebrating, the anniversary.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure my wife sees it that way as well. The pioneer told this guy. That's what he said in the chat.
The pioneer told who?
Told him that they call it skimming the page.
What's that? What was that a reference to? I didn't look at the chat.
Skipping sentences in a book if you don't want to read them. Skimming the page. I think he made it up.
Yeah, I think skimming the page just means skimming the page.
Things up in our chat. So.
No. You should ban him. Mods, can you ban him? Mods, can you ban him?
You gotta be respectful of the space. All right, man. On to the next thing. Exodus 90.
We're still talking about that?
Did we already talk about it? You're doing Exodus Lent.
Are you?
I'm doing Exodus Lent. Minus the readings because I don't want to pay for the app. And
Yeah.
Which really feels like most of it. Because, yeah. But big fan of the Exodus 90 program. Not a big fan of them making you pay money, but I understand that. That's how.
I get it. I get it because you got to pay people. I just don't like that it's an app because I don't want to have another reason to go on my phone.
Yeah.
So.
All right, on to sports betting.
Finally, we got to sports betting. My thoughts on sports betting is I think sports betting is fine intrinsically. I think there needs to be some changes to how we do it in America, though. I'm tempted to straight up say we should ban sports betting apps. Like outright, you should have to go to a casino to make a bet on sports. And I think it really needs to be restricted to just straight money line, or maybe like over under, and that's it. Like whatever the game is. So like if it's baseball, like over under on runs, over under on innings, which everyone's like it has to be 9, but sometimes it goes to extras. Right? So when we bet, maybe it just goes extra or whatever. Or just like straight money line, like this guy wins, or this team wins, whatever. Everything else, I think, should go in the trash. I think everything else should go in the trash. I think you shouldn't. This dude scores 20 points, and this dude gets 5 assists, and this dude like blows up in the middle of the field, and that's like plus $20,000. If I put $10 on, I win $2,000, and that's sick. And and I think all that stuff is like predatory. And I use the sports betting app. I've only used it a handful of times. I'm in the green by a lot. Just want to point that out there. Go USA men's hockey.
Black. There's no green, black or red.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Just accounting 101 for every trading
Yeah,
card.
dude. Who cares, dude? Yeah, nerd. Um, I've done really well. I've made like 5 bets on UFC fights, and I've won all of them. I do not do well with football bets. And then yeah, with like US men's hockey, I put a bunch on because I was like, it was sort of like I pulled the trigger and was like, I'm just gonna put all this on men's hockey, and they win or they don't. If they don't, I never touch this app again. And if they win, maybe I touch it again. And they won. Um, but I only ever do those things. I just do straight up like this. They win or like this team wins or this person wins if it's like a single thing. Um, and that's all I've ever done. And but when you're on the app, they advertise like these ridiculous parlays, like this person does this, 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 and this in a game, or this guy does this, that guy does this guy does this. And it's like $10 wins you $500. Like 8,000 people have made this bet. And I'm like, are you people like dumb? Like, I get it. You probably just see $10 and makes you $500. You think, oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna get $500 tonight.
Well,
And it's like, no.
that's what, so
Anyway.
I looked into this a little bit. Sports betting. I've never made a sports bet in my life. I don't really have an intention to, but I think it's interesting. Also, when I see the numbers that are like plus 100, I don't know what that means. So I was reading up on it to try to understand what that meant when I would see those things. Um, and yeah, parlays. What I realized was maybe I'm wrong, but you know, you're the expert as a professional gambler. Like, from my understanding, parlays are very unlikely, but they play the odds differently. So it's like, let's say there was like a 60% chance that Team USA won. If you
Yeah.
bet on Team USA, you would only make 40%. How does it? What is that? You'd make what amount of your money?
Yeah, I don't know. I just click the buttons.
But there's like something like it's sort of like it's I don't know. Okay, now I've like totally ruined my authority when I've said that I read this article about it. But it's like it's like what you win is proportional to the odds. But in a parlay, right, like it's compounded odds, obviously. So like all these things have to happen, which becomes less and less likely. But they also tweak it more. So it's not just the compounded odds. They like continue to make it so you make less money. Like the house makes more money than they would if they lost on like a 60-40 um, thing. Where like in sports betting, it's like not the house, right? I guess it's people betting against each other, and then the app takes money, like takes a cut. They take a bigger cut out of parlays, which are like less
Yeah.
likely to hit for anybody anyway. Um, and yeah, it's like a lot of them are like near impossible. And it like you're saying like, oh, this person did this. Is this guy stupid? Like I think that's I think they're taking advantage of people. Like I think that's the thing, like big time. And so I think that's what makes me uncomfortable with it. Definitely with the apps of like this is just. But even like, you know how I feel about this. Um, and I'm not gonna like make a moral statement about it's being wrong, because I don't believe that. But like casinos, like I've been in a casino I think once in my life, twice. Once before I was actually on the floor. I was like just outside. I was with a friend of mine, a mutual friend, and he wanted to look at the landscaping. Um, and so we went to the casino to look at the landscaping, and then I think we went to like the coffee shop or something. Um, but it like when you go on the floor, it's like the most depressing thing ever to me because I just like there are just people all over the place that are just they're sad people. Even the people that look happy, most of them are sad. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of like don't do the sports betting app because it's manipulative and it's addictive and all these different things. But like to do sports betting at a casino is also manipulative and addictive and it's just less like available in some ways, but in other ways it like the casino thing of like there's no windows and so you don't know what time of day it is and they keep bringing alcohol. Like it's still like once you're in there, they really I don't know. It's still manipulative and addictive and terrible and frightening. So like gambling as a concept is whatever. It's not wrong, but I just feel like the entire economy of gambling is designed to take advantage of you. And if you don't get taken advantage of, like other people are getting taken advantage of in the system. And so it's like I just don't want to be a part of this because it feels like it definitely it is true that most people like lose in general, and a fraction of the people like have their lives destroyed because of it. And it's like why would like I don't know. I don't want to step into this. But on the app then it's like less I don't know. It's less clear that that's happening. It's less, not as humanized because there's not like humans working in this cuz on this app like taking these people's bets as they, bet away their child's life savings. Like they're not actually there's no human element to it versus in a casino there is, and so then it feels more evil. But I think it's evil both ways, but not in the fact that it's a moral wrong to gamble, but in the fact that the way that the gambling industry operates is pretty terrible. Those are my
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it's good. I think that's my biggest thing is I don't like. It's so bad. If you pull up like one of the sports betting apps, it's just so bad because it's just basically saying, "Yeah, man, it's like flashy. It's like a flashy kids thing trying to get your attention to everything. It's just like, and it's just to make it so easy. Push this button, $10 can win you 500. Good, win you 600. Can win you 400. And you're just like, okay, yeah. And like one time it may hit, and especially if it hits like your first time doing it, you think like you're winning like a ton of money. And you just throw money there. I put $25 into the app. I have not added a single cent more, and I will never add a single cent more. I literally, when I put it in, I said, if I lose all this tonight when I made my first initial bets, like then that's done. I'm never going to bet again. But I won, and I've been winning. I've been losing some too. So I just like took back the initial $25 I put in there. And now all the money in there is just like house money, quote unquote. And for me, that's fine because it's like a little bit of adds like a little bit of spice to a game. But again, I stick very carefully. It's just money line. I don't get into crazy prop bets. I think the one prop bet I did it was like the coin flip for the Super Bowl. So I'm like, that's whatever. It's just like a fun, goofy thing. Um, but yeah, it's very bad. It's become absurd how much advertisement there is for sports betting nowadays. It used to be straight up illegal. It used to be if you even like sniffed about it, talked about it at a sports game, you get like kicked out. If you're an athlete, you would just get banned. But now you have commercials with like LeBron James for DraftKings. I'm like, how is this even like this is insane. Like this is just straight up insane. You have another basketball player, first the NBA, garbage corrupt league, worthless sport. But the NBA, like you have Giannis and I can't remember his last name. It's Greek. Antetokounmpo. He just like became a shareholder for Polymarket, which is a prediction market, which is just gambling, and they do sports stuff on their things. So it's like, how is that even close to like ethical? How is he not immediately fined and or told to divest from them immediately or like be banned from the sport? And they've just become buddy buddies, like these major sports corporations and these sports betting apps. I just can't. I don't know. It just happens so quickly, and it's just another way to drain money from people. It's just like another addiction to feed and create and to give to the people. Yeah, it's bad. I do like one bet a week, maybe. I don't think I've done it in like two. Oh yeah, men's ice hockey was the last thing I did. Before that, I don't even know when it was. But like, if it came out tomorrow, like actually it's illegal again, and you gotta like delete all that stuff, I'd be like, okay, cool, probably for the best, you know. So I'm only okay with sports betting if we end up really kind of putting in some fencing around what you can and can't do with sports betting. Yeah, because it's crazy.
Yeah, it is, and it is crazy how fast it happened. It's like marijuana. It's like the same thing. It's like it got legalized so fast,
Yeah.
and it's like obvious that this is not good for society. But people are like freedom, and then the big corporations take advantage of all the people, and then it's just sad.
Yeah.
Sweet dude, that's sports betting. Um, what else? What else we got on the list? It's getting late, man.
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, I know.
We're close to the end. We're close to the end. Dead internet theory.
The internet theory.
You made this. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, the dead internet theory is suggesting that there's just like nothing. There's no real people left on the internet, and it's all just like bots talking to each other. Obviously, there's real people left on the internet. Um, I think we are absolutely seeing dead internet theory start to become probably closer to the reality because so many things are bots. They're AI generated bots now. Um, yeah, go to social media. It's terrible. Like, first off, social media has basically not siphoned, what's the word? Siloed the internet. It used to be this world wide web where things were interconnected and you had your niche little forums that you'd go to and you had like the fun internet you'd go to and the games you'd go to and shop, you had all the stuff you'd go to. Now it's all siloed into like social media. All interaction occurs on social media. Other websites are just for buying things or like checking out a brand, and like that's it. Or like you use the internet to like order food, order an Uber. That's it. So already we've seen the internet become siloed and restricted and turned into this, I don't know, what would you call it? Apartment complex of websites as opposed to a world of websites. I lament what the internet has become. When I was growing up, I unfortunately had unrestricted and uncensored access to the internet, but it was a totally different place than where it is now. I feel like nowadays it's sterilized, it's boxed in, it's, I don't know, sanitized. I don't know, I hate it, man. I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The dead internet theory thing is interesting. From my understanding, sort of the less extreme version of it is the idea that because like so much stuff is AI generated, then AI starts pulling its like information to generate other things from AI generated material.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a lot of like second level AI generated material out there. And then it does it again, right? Like AI is pulling this second level material to make new material, and then it's just like it'll get to the point where it's just like the material is like being pulled from AI generated things that were being pulled, and it goes all the way back, and then you just like, what are you getting? Like, what is that going to look like? I don't know. I think people don't really know how AI is going to affect these things as much as, I mean, it's a theory, right? But I don't know. I'd be surprised if we got like nothing out of that. I also think like people are going to stop doing the AI generated like things without it being obvious. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I really have no idea. Sweet, dude. All right. On to the next thing. Are you a real person on the internet?
Dude, I don't know, man. I think there's the AI generated person at this point.
Oh, dude, me too. All right. Convenience stores. What do you got, Robert?
Oh, dude, love convenience stores. Best thing in the world. You could check out my other blog at your convenience on Substack. I love the convenience store because the convenience store is basically like the quintessential American, I don't know what to call it, oasis, right? As you're traveling the country, as you're traveling from one place to another, you just have this convenience store, usually associated with gas stations. It just has food and drink and nicotine and sometimes alcohol and caffeine. And if you find a good local one, you really get to see like the people of where you are, and I think that's great. And I love seeing the local interactions between like the cashier and the local population. Oh man, I mean, sorry, dude. And just like the ways that kind of builds up into itself. And so I'm just like a big fan of convenience stores. I love what they are. I love that they're convenient. I love their stores. I love that I can walk in and get a slew of snacks and drinks to my desire, and nicotine if I want it, and gas. And I don't know, man. I just love it. I just like it so much. They're just cozy. They're comfy. They're no oases. That's what I'm saying.
That's sweet,
Do you have thoughts on convenience stores?
dude. I'm much less enamored by convenience stores than you are.
Yeah.
But I don't, to each his own. I think I really enjoy how much you enjoy convenience stores when we're at convenience stores together. And not that I don't enjoy convenience stores.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them. They're convenient, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing you can say about them. But I don't know, like it is like its own world, you know.
Yeah.
Which is what you've been saying, what you're kind of pick it apart in your Substack. I will admit I have yet to peruse your recent posts, but it's I'll do it, man. I'm interested. So right after I listen to Lana del Rey's song, I'll go check those out, man. I feel like I should see my email. I've been pretty good about keeping up with my emails, but I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm not subscribed. Maybe that's the issue. We gotta look into that. But yes, convenience stores, their own world. Check out Robert's Substack. I'm sure it's great. I can't guarantee you it's great because I haven't seen it yet, but
Thank you, man.
I believe it is. And yeah. You've been dreaming about this convenience stores Substack for a while too, so I'm glad.
I know. I'm finally cracking it out. I'm gonna add a little section because there's been the 2 local restaurants I've been to, not near where I live, but just in my travels, and I'm like, these are awesome, and also kind of cover what I'm trying to convey with convenience stores. So I'm gonna add a little section about little local eateries as well. So.
Dude, living local.
Yeah, dude.
I'm into kind of what you said. The idea that convenience stores, like a local convenience store, kind of gives you.
Yeah.
It gives you the non-touristy view of an area, to an extent.
Yeah.
Some touristy elements to it, but you kind of get you see the people, you meet the real people, man.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah,
nice.
and it is nice. When we went to one of the restaurants I'm talking about is when we went to a few months ago, the bar, you know what I'm talking about? They had the dog.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was also so local. Everyone there knew each other. It was a dude owned a bar, and all the clientele were just his buddies. And we went there for food for lunch one day, and it was you have to read the article when I come out of it, but it was an experience. I appreciated it.
It was There was a scary dog. There was some other. Oh, I remember. Yeah. I'll leave it so that people read your article. I want to. Content an hour and 20 minutes into this live stream that I'm sure 10 people will see. Will 10 people make it an hour and 20 minutes in? I guess is the question. I feel like I know the answer to that, but
Yeah.
one day, man. Maybe one day. In the replay, people get in the replay. Sweet, dude. That's everything on the list. So, anything else? Anything on your heart, Robert?
No, dude. I'm kind of tired of Catholic commentators, the Catholic online class, the Catholic creators. I'm tired of it, dude. I'm just tired of it.
We're doing it right now. We're giving some.
I know. I'm tired of us, dude. We're the problem. G.K. Chesterton says, "Me." What do you say? I am. We are the problem, but. Yeah, well, we're problematic for a bunch of different reasons, but Dude, awesome, dude. I'm glad we got the technical difficulties sorted out so we can actually have a conversation and live stream. A night stream.
Yeah.
A night
We
stream,
don't
dude.
talk
Maybe
about
next
it.
time we have a guest. Have you thought about having a guest?
I don't know, man. I'm open to it. I'm open to it. Depends on the guest. Depends on the guest.
I know, because I think the people that want to be the guests, we shouldn't have them as guests.
Yeah. Because the
Yeah.
people that want to be the guests will watch it, even if they're
Yeah.
not guests, versus if we invite somebody that wouldn't watch the stream to be a guest, then we get another viewer.
Yeah,
So then
Yeah.
we're at, what, 2 viewers at that point?
I think so, dude. I think so.
Maybe 3. Yeah. I think it's good. I'm into that. All right. Well, what's on the horizon for Analog Catholic? Maybe Runescape.
Yeah, maybe I'll start streaming Runescape and giving theology lessons.
That should be a paid subscription thing. We shouldn't give.
Should I start charging people for that one?
That'll be
Dude.
the first benefit if somebody pledges to be a paid subscriber to our Substack. Be just Robert one-on-one. He'll FaceTime you on your iPhone and play RuneScape. Yeah, we get some stuff. We get some stuff going on. Blog posts, podcasts coming out. I got a couple posts.
Yeah, there's stuff.
Works. I wrote a review for the movie The Hunt for Red October, like over a year ago now, and I just rediscovered it on my laptop because I save things to the folders on my laptop in text documents that give you a little peek into the way I organize my files. And the fact that I lost it, I didn't realize it existed for a year, lets you know that my system is not the best. So that might come out at some point. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I'm hoping to do some editing. But again, it's been a while since I've seen it, so how much editing can I do? I don't know. I'll make sure the grammar's fine. So that might come out. Yeah, we got podcasts coming out.
We got stuff too. We're working, dude. We're working.
Catholic.com.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff there. Link in description. Wonderful, dude. Well, thank you for joining us today, this evening. When I was growing up,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I lived in an area that was near a metropolitan, near a city-ish, but we would get the radio stations for sets.
Yeah.
And there was one radio station, and there was this guy that had like the evening hours.
Yeah.
And he's since retired, and it was really sad when he retired. But I think it was like 9 to midnight, and every night. First of all, I found out since he's retired that he's Catholic, and like is super involved in his parish. But because he's a radio star, nobody knows what he looks like, and he's like super private. And so it's like I know people that have met him since he's retired, and he's like, don't tell anybody who I am, and like, because like his people know his name, but like they don't know what he looks like because he's on the radio. But he's like kind of a local legend type guy. Anyway, so he would do like the 9 o'clock to midnight, and he would play like 9 o'clock to midnight music. But at the end, he would play this like really weird synth song that just kind of dragged on. And then right at midnight, when he signed off, he would like, I forget what he would say, but he would be like, good night, and he would call you his sweetie or something like that. It was weird. It was weird too that because like now I'm like, yeah, he's awesome because he's Catholic, but it was a little weird. But you knew he was a good guy, you know, so it wasn't as creepy as maybe it would be if you didn't think he was a good guy. He had a great voice, and it was always the same synth song, like synthesizer and I think a saxophone. It was really aggressive. Anyway, that's that story. It's almost midnight, so that's what made me think of that. I don't know what the song is called, so I can't cue it up. Also, it's probably copyrighted, but it also might not be because it was really generic. Yeah. So support your local radio station. Now they have outsourced this radio station. Like it's some lady that is on like 20 different radio stations all over the country, and it makes me so mad. Because it's like a big radio station. They totally could have found somebody else to do a slot, but for this slot, they like it's like some lady that again she's like broadcast nationally at this time, and I'm like this isn't why I listen to the radio for this. Lady.
Yeah.
I listen to the radio to hear the guy that my friend saw at church that one time.
Yeah. That's why I listen to radio. I like the radio when it gives you local stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
As a former radio DJ, it's really
That's true.
important to me. Robert was
That's
on the
true.
show. Robert was on the show.
I was on the show.
Senior year of college, I had a radio show. And if you become a paid subscriber on our Substack, we'll release those audio files just for paid subscribers because we still have the recording of the one episode that Robert was on, as well as all of my episodes. We just wanted to throw those out there for paid subscribers. Just hours.
you have the right to share those?
Probably not. We'll clip the audio. We'll clip the music out. It'll just.
Well, no, but it's just like, is it not owned by the radio?
They don't care. They told me I could record my show if I wanted to, so I think it's fine. Also, they don't own. I didn't sign a contract.
Okay, all right, cool.
I didn't sign anything. I don't think they own anything that I did. We'll send those.
I didn't read anything.
If you want to become a paid subscriber, there's another benefit. Robert playing Runescape at least once, and
Dude,
one episode.
a huge benefit for that one.
Featuring DJ Benjamin. We get real original. All right.
Yeah, we do.
Well, thank
All
you
right,
for
man.
joining us today. I didn't load in the outro music because of all the technical difficulties, so
Yeah.
maybe you'll sing it for us, Robert. I can sing it.
Wait, what's our outro music?
I don't know. I loaded stuff. Album Pending by Robin Ben. It's on Spotify. You can check it out.
Yeah, give us a few listens so we can get some money.
We get okay. I'll tell you about this. Well, I can tell you now because what else are we doing? We get like a ton of lists, like people using our music, specifically the song "Fire Parade," in like Facebook Shorts. Because I was in the back end looking at like if we're getting paid for anything. And like there have been like thousands.
People
are. But like, we don't get that. It's such a small amount of kickback that I think once we hit $10, we like.
Dude,
then
what? Wait.
And we haven't hit $10 yet.
No, say what you just said again. You're saying that our music
the song
is being used in like Facebook Shorts or something.
Yeah, something like that. But I can't search for it. Like I wonder if I can search by song.
I'm on Apple Music's. I'm on Apple Music, and it has the little dot next to it that suggests it's like the popular song on the album.
Yeah. Which song? Fire Parade?
Yeah, Fire Parade.
Yeah. Apparently, it is. Apparently, people are using it.
What's the one that I did? Was it Clown Around? No, Little Bit of Elbow Grease. That's the one that I did.
That's the one Robert wrote.
Yeah, all the rest are pen.
They're so good. That's Album Pending by Robin.
Yeah,
Ben.
Album Pending.
Search both the words album pending plus the words Robin Ben, because that's.
I just searched. Okay, so here's the thing. I just searched Fire Parade in Apple Music, and it was like the 5th option. It was the album pending option. So yeah, it's huge. I gotta listen to it now when we get off the stream. Why is this in the background of freaking Shorts?
It's crazy. Like a lot of our stuff has been used. I think it's like because like Spotify and stuff will pay more than Facebook would if it gets used. I don't know, but it feels to me like a audio track being used in a Facebook short should cost more than somebody listening to the song once on Spotify. I don't know how it works. When we hit $10,
I'm also just. How do they get there? How do they get it?
Well,
yeah.
I think
how do they get it?
They just get a library of music on Facebook and they can pull from stuff to just like.
But we didn't approve that. Like this is a self-published thing. It's not like we have a record.
Though we
what?
When we signed up for this thing, it was distributed to like everything that it could be distributed to.
Oh well.
I know we're missing out on millions. Because I'm sure they would
Bob.
have paid us directly for these.
Maybe, dude. I don't know.
Essential to their content. Thank you for joining us this evening
Yeah, thank you.
on
Listen to Fire Parade.
NightStream. Please go listen
Yeah.
to Fire Parade by Rob and Ben. Because that's what we would have played at the end of this episode if
Yep.
we did not have the technical difficulties. I feel really confident that next time we do this, it's gonna like go smoothly. We're not gonna like spend an hour figuring out.
It's the second time we burned through the first.
I remember what the problem was, and so it's not gonna happen again.
Can you write it down?
Well, I think everything is saved in the
Write it on a
except
sticky
for
note.
the one thing, and we figured out the one thing, and maybe I'll write it down.
Dude.
Wonderful.
Hell yeah. Good.
Well, thank
Nice.
you for joining us this evening. As always, my name is Ben.
And I'm Rob.
This has been
Analog Catholic NightStream.
You gotta wave slowly because it's fading. It's 20 seconds of fading. I muted us too, so it's just us waving. Oh, I didn't mute me, so they heard me say it.